Hey Spintronics fans, I am going to fulfill another request today, and I decided to make it a really simple one because, boom, it's broken. If you want to know how I broke my finger, stay tuned and I will tell you at the end of this video. In the meantime, today we're going to go over a really simple basic technique of color guard called right and left flats. I had a request for this, and it can be a really confusing topic if you've never done rifle before. A lot of times your spins and other basics are going to take place from a right flat. This portion of the rifle right here where it gets skinny is called the neck. You're going to take your right hand and you're going to put it underneath the neck, holding the strap to the gun. I literally just tightened my strap today because it was getting way too loose, and now I'm having a hard time holding it all the way to the gun, especially with my fancy broken finger. You're going to grab the strap and the neck. My hand is underneath. You're going to press your thumb along the back of the rifle. Now, I always teach this pressed thumb technique, pressing your thumb on the back of the gun and pointing the end of your thumb toward the butt, because if you've ever seen this technique done, it works for some basics, but if you get into doing this with your tosses and with your spins and everything else, that's when you start having thumb damage going on. So my fingers are along the front of my gun. It's a little bit difficult to demonstrate, but it's sitting in my palm, fingers are pressed on the front, thumb is pressed on the back, pointed toward the butt. My left hand is now over the top of my nose. Here you can get a variety of techniques depending on the instructor again. Now, if you want to do it East Coast style, your pinky finger is going to be flush with the end of the gun as you wrap your fingers around the nose and you pick up your elbow. If you want to do it West Coast style, you're actually going to bring your hand about 2 fingers in from the end of the nose, and you may or may not use this boxed out elbow. My favorite way to teach is to have the pinky finger right off the edge of the gun, so I can actually move my pinky finger back and forth here. It gives me a little bit of freedom there, and boxed up elbow. This is causing me to have a nice strong presence. Now, the height of your gun, some instructors will teach you to keep it right at your belly button level. I was taught that by a lot of people. Others say hip bones, so it's just going to depend on your instructor again. But pretty much everyone is going to tell you they want the barrel of your gun to be completely flat. Left flat basically just changes sides. Now, my left hand is going to be on the underneath, my right hand is going to be over the top. There's always some differentials on the left hand. I will tell you that my favorite place to put the left hand is directly halfway between the bolt and the screw. So this little spot right here where the strap is screwed in to the gun, that's the screw, and this plastic piece up here is the bolt, and the edge right here is what I measure from. So if I'm going from the bolt to the screw, I'm going to put my hand about halfway, and a lot of times I'll tape my rifle with a color that can tell me exactly where my left hand is supposed to be, almost like a cheater tape on a flag. So my left hand is underneath, and again, my thumb is pressing. There are instructors who will teach you that this is a correct left hand position for a left flat. However, once again, I have seen a lot of people break their thumbs doing spins from this position. So, pressing, my thumb is pointing toward the nose of the gun. My right hand is going to be over the top. Again, pinky flush or pinky off. You don't generally come in on this end, although I have seen it done. It's going to depend on your guard. It's going to depend on your instructor. Do whatever your instructor teaches you to do as far as your flats are concerned, because that's going to be a point where everyone is seen all together, not moving, is when you're in a flat. Again, I'm boxing out my elbow. I'm picking my wrist up. I've seen this as a left flat position, and this just looks so weak compared to this. So pick up that elbow. Again, you'll notice my gun is directly in front of my hip bones. Some like it in front of the belly button. It makes it just a little bit higher. And then always looking for this barrel. You don't want it tipped up or down. You want that to be as flat as possible. So that's all for that today. I wanted to let you know about my finger because what happened, I was out here doing the cold toss challenge, and if you haven't done it yet, make sure you get your favorite piece of color guard equipment and run outside and film yourself tossing a cold toss just as high as you can. Hashtag cold toss challenge. It's on Instagram, but also be very careful because I did the cold toss challenge on my saber. You may have noticed it. It was super awesome because I tossed a 10 out of nowhere. However, I broke my finger, and it hurt a lot, and I didn't even realize it was broken for like 2 weeks until I finally was like, you know, this is hurting a lot more. I should probably get it checked out. So yeah, broken finger, not fun, especially with weekend camp coming up and everything else that we're doing. Have you ever broken anything, especially doing color guard? What kind of injuries have you had? Tell me all about it in the comment section below. And then make sure that you like this video and subscribe, and then share with all your friends, because color guard is way more fun when you do it on a team. See ya!